One of the household names in the Rocket League community, Squishy or Squishy Muffinz is known as one of the all-time greats in this game and continues to show to this day why he is still considered one of the best. After reading through the comments on the last video in this series, the Justin video, it came out pretty close between Squishy and First Killer, but Squishy had just nudged ahead. And while I understand Squishy and Justin both have a flashy playstyle and have a reputation of hitting crazy shots, I'm gonna do my best to pick new things that we can learn from watching Squishy's gameplay. Once again, please let me know who you want me to cover in the next installment of this series, but at the moment it's looking like it's gonna be First Killer, which I am very excited about. I also just want to say really quickly that I am a little bit sick, so I'm sorry if you can hear that in the video. But before we jump in, just want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, Manscaped. Now, dudes, Manscaped is the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming and hygiene. This means you can expect only the best products, made from the best materials to give you the best grooming experience possible. Manscaped hooked me up with their Perfect Package 3.0 kit, and it is insane. Moisturizer, toner, a travel bag, the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer, and underwear. The Lawnmower is the only trimmer with advanced skin-safe technology, which reduces nicks and cuts from common grooming accidents, and because it's waterproof, it is perfect for shower use. Now, this package as a whole is the perfect gift for anyone, and with Christmas only a few months away, now is the best time to get in. So, to make things that little bit easier for you, you can get 20% off, plus free international shipping, plus 2 free gifts when you use the code Thanovic at manscaped.com. Now, the first thing I want to cover about Squishy is his incredible car control when it comes to recoveries. If you ever just sit back and watch the way Squishy moves around the field, you will see that everything is very controlled and smooth. His actions are controlled, and he understands the way his car moves and reacts with each of his inputs. One small thing he does which people seem to miss is understanding where his car will be placed after a flip. Now, flipping is one of the very basics in Rocket League, but can still be improved upon at all levels. What I want to focus on here though, is the way that Squishy flips when near the walls or the goal. It's a very small detail, but can help you maintain your speed and continue your movement nice and cleanly. He often flips when near walls in a way that aligns himself to land wheels down on the wall cleanly. Now, yes, this is a very simple thing that you might actually do from time to time, but how often do you find yourself hitting the wall with force and then bouncing off and being stuck in the air for a few seconds while you get your bearings and try to get to position? Flipping and thinking through to where your car will be placed after you execute the flip will help you to put yourself in a much better position and keep you moving around the field smoothly. Now, the easiest way to go about training this is to mess around in free play, and every time you come near a wall, flip and try to maneuver yourself to land cleanly on the wall or on the curve. If you can keep the car moving with pace and maintain your smooth movements on the ball, you'll have a much easier time staying in the action and not falling behind to a tough bounce off the wall in game. And while yes, I understand that was just a very small thing in his recoveries, we are going to take a look at the rest of them now, because this man can pull himself out of any bad situation, and it is something that every single player needs to get better at. Not everything is going to go your way in this game, and so you're going to have to start pulling off some sort of recovery along the way. Take the time each day to work on your general recoveries, making your way around the map with wave dashes, half flips, power slides, air rolling, just testing yourself, pushing your mechanics and seeing the different ways you can move your car around the field while staying in full control of the movements the entire time. Something he has said in a recent video that I started implementing into my own gameplay and have seen great results with is trying to take things like 50-50s with a single jump instead of a flip. This not only puts your car behind the ball, but also gives you a faster recovery time as your car lands pretty much as the ball gets hit, giving you a much easier time reacting to the challenge. Recoveries are not something to skip over, and he has said himself that it is just hours and hours in free play. Next up, we're going to talk about Squishy's ground play. While he is praised for his mechanical abilities in the air, his ground play is equally as impressive. Squishy has mentioned that he played a lot of ones in his earlier seasons, which have helped him a lot with his dribbling and ground control. This once again ties in with his recoveries, as his 1v1 background would have helped him massively with his overall car control on the ground. This time spent in 1v1s would have helped him with his shooting, defending, boost management, speed, flicks, challenging, basically everything except passing and rotations. So if you're struggling with any aspect of your gameplay except passing and rotations, I suggest taking after Squishy and throwing yourself into some 1v1 matches. You might hate it, but you know it's going to help you. Understanding and improving on your ground play is massive in all game modes, but mainly 1s and 2s. These are the game modes where possession is pretty much everything, so being comfortable on the ball at all times and being able to control it on the ground is essential and should be practiced whenever you can, either by spending time in free play dribbling the ball around the field, or in 1v1 situations to make it a little bit more difficult for yourself. Once again, just bouncing off the back of that point, something I've heard Squishy mention in the past and something I've seen him do all the time in his games is changing to car cam when he is shooting the ball. For those of you who might not be aware, car cam is when the camera is free and showing you what is in front of your car, and ball cam is when the camera is locked on the ball and follows it around the field. Squishy has a tendency to change to car cam when shooting because you can see the angle you're hitting the ball at a lot cleaner than in ball cam. With ball cam on, the camera is always changing as the ball moves, so by changing his camera to car cam, his point of view stays fixed in front of his car and he's able to hit the ball precisely without the worry of this camera movement messing him up. Now, I have tried it myself and it is taking a lot of getting used to, but I can definitely see where it benefits you. It just needs some training. If you're struggling with your accuracy and shooting in general, then this is definitely something you should try out, and even if you aren't struggling, I still suggest trying to add it into your gameplay to see if you feel the same benefits that Squishy has described in the past. Next, we're going to be looking into one of the least talked about aspects of gameplay, but one of the most important, and one that Squishy shows in his gameplay all the time. Patience in all game modes is insanely crucial to maintaining control in the game and making the right decisions. A lot of players tend to rush their shots or boom the ball down the field whenever it lands near them because they might not be comfortable on the ball or might feel pressured to get rid of it. Now, yes, sometimes this is fair and the ball should be sent down the field for reasons like the other team has too much pressure on you and you're struggling to maintain possession in your own half, but in a normal situation, you want to stay patient and keep control of the ball. I've mentioned this in another video, but keep in mind that all plays stem from the last play. If you score, you got to go back a few steps and look at how you got there. It's either through yourself or your team controlling the ball or through an opponent's mistake. Either way, both can be improved upon with patience. By staying calm, relaxed, and not jumping in when you don't need to, you're going to consistently put yourself in good positions and give the opponent a hard time dealing with your style of play. Now you combine this with the smooth recoveries and the shooting skills you learned from the 1v1 matches from before, and you are going to be a very scary player to come up against. Next up, I just want to cover something I heard Squishy mention in one of his recent videos. He talked about how he likes to not overthink his shots. He gave an example in-game about how he could go for shots like a double touch in certain situations, but he doesn't need to. He says, don't make it difficult, shoot the way that's going to get you a goal. Now, this is something I've been very guilty of recently after finishing my 100 hours of freestyling. You see the perfect opportunity for a clip as the ball rolls up the wall, but you don't have to take it. If you want to win, you should be playing to win, not to score clips. Take your time and shoot simple goals. You're going to catch more people off guard with a flick or a bounce dribble than you are an air dribble. And when you get to the higher ranks, even flip resets and double touches are pretty easy to save. So, assess the situation, remove the temptation to go for clips, and stick to what is going to get you a goal. Now, to finish off, I just want to say that Squishy has a massive skill set and can really use any mechanic he wants and use it well. He can pull off crazy shots against the best players in the world, but only because he's practiced for so long. If you came here looking for a quick way to become a mechanical god, I'm going to have to tell you to train. Free play is one of the best ways to go about improving your mechanics and should be used across all ranks to improve on any skill. If you're also just learning a new mechanic, please do not take it into your ranked matches unless you are absolutely sure you can nail it. This way, you aren't going to spend half your game on the ceiling and the other half in the kickoff position after your opponent scored on you for missing your shot. But anyway, make sure to leave a comment with who you want me to cover next in this series, and I'll go through and pick someone out over the next few days. Sub to the channel if you want more content like this, check out the Twitch channel which is linked in the description to catch me live, and make sure to check out my Gamers Ready course to help you move from any rank all the way up. The link to that will be in the description, but anyway, that's all from me. I'll see you next time.